Welcome back for another video. The Roundup is a series on this channel that arms you with useful information to take into each game week to arrive at better decisions. This includes the top players for predicted points, the bookies' odds, transfer trends and more. An accumulation of smaller but correct decisions can have a significant impact on your rank over the course of the season. Just before we jump in, today's video is sponsored by Spitch, which is a free app on both iOS and Android. A link to the app is at the top of the description. Spitch complements FPL very well. You create a lineup within the budget and you score points based on how they do. What sets it apart is you pick a fresh team every game week, almost like having a wildcard every week, and on top of that you can win cash prizes. You can even join mid-game week, so if you miss the early kickoff you're fine. I love the concept as it's a lot more fun than putting a bet on a game. However, since you can play for money, it's 18 plus only. It also supports the channel, so give it a try and see what you think. Thank you again to Spitch. To download the app, simply hit the link at the top of the description. Enjoy the video. We'll start with the Goalscorer Odds, which are always based on the assumption that a player starts, and this is sometimes not the case. The Goalscorer Odds aren't available for the second of the doubles yet, so we've used FPL Review's algorithm, and it's Salah on top with a jaw-dropping 85% chance of scoring any time across his two games. You'll be brave to bet against him for captaincy, though he did play in the Champions League for the full 90, and then he has the double Gameweek 26 followed by the League Cup final, so his minutes could be managed a little with one eye on silverware. Mane's in second, but he hasn't been a factor all season really due to Jota's price point and Trent's performances. Perhaps next season if Jota sees a price increase and Mane sees a reduction, it'll be more of a decision for us managers. Jota and Lacazette are tied on a 68% chance of scoring any time. Liverpool's double consists of Leeds and Norwich. Norwich are rock bottom for XG conceded this season on 43.7 XGC, and Leeds are 18th on 40.4 XGC. No team has conceded more than Norwich either, so it could be a high scoring double for Liverpool, and spirits will be high at Anfield ahead of a cup final. Jota was withdrawn at half time in a Champions League game. Post match, Klopp said it was something in his ankle ligament, certainly something to keep an eye out for further news. However, Klopp did add that he was ready to play on, so it doesn't sound serious. With the lack of good striker options recently, Lacazette looks like one of the better options. He's nailed following Aubameyang's departure and he has a good run of fixtures, including a potential double in 28 and 29, and Arsenal don't blank in Gameweek 30. The only thing to be conscious of with the Arsenal assets is their blank immediately after the double in Gameweek 27. However, if you can field 9 or 10 players then you should be fine. Jimenez hasn't been the great FPL asset of years gone by, this season only scoring 5 times, but he has a 51% chance of scoring across both games. 7.4 mil does look overpriced for what he offers, however their fixture run is good and they're another side who won't blank in Gameweek 30. Ronaldo has a 50% chance. It's easy to forget that although it's a single game week for Man United, they face a Leeds side who haven't kept a clean sheet since Gameweek 14 and they're conceding on average almost 3 goals a game since. Rangnick commented on how rotation will be inevitable, so he looks like a sell considering this. Weghorst is another one to monitor too. He narrowly makes the top 10. It's a tricky double for Burnley against Brighton and Tottenham, but they have the second double to follow in Gameweek 27 against Crystal Palace and Leicester. Unless you desperately need a new striker, you can afford to put off the Weghorst transfer for a week and reassess in Gameweek 27. Onto the clean sheet odds, and Liverpool and Arsenal lead the way comfortably with a 77 and 75% chance of keeping a clean sheet across their double. The odds have been aggregated across both games for easier reading. Many of us are doubled up with Salah and Trent, so the big decision to make is who we want our third Liverpool player to be for the run-in between Robertson and Jota, or possibly Van Dijk. Despite their single game-week fixture against Tottenham, Man City are third with a 51.5% chance of a clean sheet, followed by Wolves on a 49% chance. Palace and Tottenham follow on the odds, though Tottenham's first game is away to Man City and off the back of 3 league defeats. If you're a Foster and De Gea owner, then the odds here may make the decision a little bit easier. Watford have a 38% chance of keeping one clean sheet and Man United a 29% chance. Man United have looked ropey defensively under Rangnick and they were fortunate to get a clean sheet against Brighton in what was a tight game up until the red card for Dunk. Rock bottom this game is Norwich with a 5.5% chance for their away trip to Liverpool, followed by Newcastle who also have a single game week and they faced West Ham away. If you're enjoying the roundup so far, please drop it a like to support the channel. Onto the predicted points, and Salah leads the way by some margin with 18.5 predicted points, which is the highest we've seen all season and likely to be the highest we'll see. With that in mind, if you've still got your triple captain chip, then it's an excellent opportunity to activate it. Depending on how your team shapes up, you could also make the case for bench boosting, but this is dependent on whether you can see your bench outscoring Salah. On a bench boost, you of course can still captain Salah for double points, so you just miss out on the extra chunk of points in favour of your bench points. Trent is second with 13.3 predicted points. He's top for expected assists among all players, and if Leeds or Norwich give him space, he'll be lethal. This game week, the Liverpool and Arsenal assets dominate the predicted points unsurprisingly, both teams playing both games at home. Tierney and White look like great options for the double for only 5.1 and 4.5 mil respectively. Tierney has a goal and 3 assists this season and he's averaging 8 points per game since returning from injury in Gameweek 15. Martinelli unfortunately misses the first of the double due to suspension, so Smith Rowe looks guaranteed for at least one start. He could be rotated for the second, therefore it's Saka who's top among the Arsenal mids on 9.4 predicted points, and he also looks like the one to consider if you can navigate his blank in Gameweek 27. On to the most transfer players, and no surprises here, it's Salah who's top with over 500,000 having picked him up already. If you don't own him, you simply have to find a route to getting him. Saka is second with almost 200,000 picking him up, and as we discussed before, he looks like the best option in the Arsenal midfield. Brozier, Bowen and Coutinho all have singles but look like great options regardless. It's easy to get sucked in by double game weeks and bring in players that we don't want long term, or likewise overlook players who we do want but don't have a double. If you're looking for a good double game week 26 option who also sets you up for the blank game week 27, then Son's a great option. He's been brought in by less than 100,000 managers, but he does make the top 10. Although the first of his double is City, the second is Burnley, and then in 27 he has Leeds, which makes him a captain option while Liverpool players blank. On to the most transferred out players, and Bruno is top. He left it very late with his 97th minute goal, which evidently was a parting gift for the 200,000 managers who have dropped him. It's a great fixture for Man United this game week against Leeds, but if Bruno's your only route to Salah, then you can understand the decision to sell. De Bruyne is second, who didn't play last game, and again he looks like many managers' route to Salah, understandably so. The most transferred out is packed with premiums, as Ronaldo also makes the top 10. Other mass sold players includes the likes of Antonio, Mount, Dennis and Watkins. Jota's a very surprising name to see here, with almost 100,000 dropping him. Unless he's your only route to Salah, you definitely keep hold, unless we find out that he will miss the double completely. We'll finish the roundup as always with the captaincy poll results. Thanks to everyone who voted on the poll on our Discord. If you'd like to join, a link's in the description. The results are in and they are as follows. Limited options required on the poll this game week, and Salah dominates the poll with 81.6% of the vote. This is a good indicator of the extremely high effective ownership he'll have, which presumably will top 200%. Trent is second with 11.6% of the vote. He honestly looks like a great option in isolation, but opting for Trent does come with the risk of betting against Salah, which is a huge risk that does need to be weighed up strongly before making the decision. If you're down the ranks, then it's a huge differential that could send you up the ranks, whereas if you have a good rank and looking to consolidate, then Salah's the obvious choice. Robertson comes in third with only 2.6%, followed by Jota with 2% and a few votes for Kane and Son. That concludes the Double Game Week 26 episode of the Roundup. Thanks for watching. If you found it useful, please hit like to support the channel and hit subscribe if you're new. I read every comment, so as always I'm keen to hear your thoughts. It's been a busy week for FPL content, so if you missed the team selection or the video on which Game Week 26 players to buy, both videos are on screen now.